Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Yoga with Marcy. Yes, today's class is the second class in our Expand series, working with organic expansion, which is the fifth universal principle of alignment in Anusara Yoga. Expanding feels good. And in today's practice, we'll be exploring expansion in subtle ways in our bodies. Everything in the universe is expanding. Everything that is alive has something called a liberating current that is moving us ever closer through this kind of expansion towards the experience of more truth, more real, more light, more alive. So I'm glad you're here, and I hope you enjoy this practice. So it's really important, even though I'm the teacher, once again, for you to be, this is your practice. This practice is for you, right? This practice is not for me. It's for you. And I'm up here offering something that may or may not land for you, including what I'm talking about. Sometimes what I'm talking about might feel like it hits the right note, and other times it might feel like it doesn't hit the right note. And I want to invite you to just, if it's not hitting the right note for you, to just let it go. Don't get caught up in it, right? Just let it move through. All right? Anusara as a teaching, as a hatha yoga practice, has a lot of words in it. And sometimes those words can feel intrusive to your practice. So I invite you to tune me out if you need to. All right? So that's the first invitation. And of course, always listening to your body. Great. Now that we've covered that, let's do some yoga. Quit talking, Marcy, and get to it. All right, so go ahead and let yourself settle. And yes, I do have a theme today. And yes, we are in the second class of our Expand series. And as you settle, I'll go ahead and just introduce some thoughts about today's theming. But first, inviting you to simply notice your body. You know, what is it doing right now? Does your body feel quiet? Does the body feel not so quiet? Does the body feel anxious? Does the body feel like it wants to move? Are there places of constriction or holding, or places that feel energized? So just taking a moment. And simply begin by noticing. And then the next thing you can bring awareness to is your breath, without trying to change it in any way. Simply becoming aware of what it's doing. The incredible miracle of the breath. And maybe it feels a little choppy. Maybe it feels smooth. Maybe it feels very light, like you can barely even notice it. Maybe it feels big. And And just keeping awareness there and letting it begin to smooth out if it is choppy. Letting it lengthen out if it's short or shallow, deepen. And paying attention as it makes these subtle shifts and coming into something that we call yoga breath. And just bringing that awareness to yoga breath. And of course, if your mind comes in and you notice that you've gotten caught up in a thought and gone into your list of all the to-dos of the day, that's okay. And then just bring that awareness back to breath. We get to constantly begin again in meditation. So I wanted to share a little story about the front walk in front of my house. There's a place where there's a section that's been repaved, and I noticed in the last couple of weeks, it looks like it might be mint plant pushing up through the cement. I don't even know what the heck to call that pavement stuff. It's black. And it felt like such a perfect metaphor for expansion. And here we have a seemingly impenetrable surface, and yet, through its simple, steady growing, a plant finds a tiny weakness or an offering, a possibility, and it moves right through and begins to move towards the light, as all plants do. And we are made of the same stardust as plants. We share the same DNA. We share the same patterning. So that impulse to move through the crack in the pavement to grow and to move and grow towards the sun lives in us. In Tantric Yoga, we might call it the liberating current. A liberating current that moves from the dense form of our bodies, the cloaked expression of our consciousness as we move through the cloaking, the illusions, towards getting hits of what is more real, what is more true, what is more conscious. And this is a current that lives within all living things. It's an expansion. I'm going to offer that into the space, across the space to you, and just let it in however feels right to you, or not at all. Noticing again the movement of the breath. I'm going to begin today with a Jalandhara Bandha, a lock. And we're going to also include a Muladhara Bandha, which is a pelvic floor lock. These are locks in pranayama. So the first we'll experiment with the Muladhara, which some people call Kegels. And if you were to imagine your pelvic floor as a sweet trampoline, and you were just to gently draw that trampoline up into the body, and then pause and hold that That's a Muladhara Bandha. It's an energy lock. And then release that. Natural breath. And then if you bring awareness up to your chin, and just gently draw the chin back to create a lock at the throat level, Jalandhara Bandha, and then draw the sternum towards the chin. You'll notice that the shoulders lift and follow for the ride. Hold. And then lift the chin and release with the breath. Okay. Now, with any pranayama, if you notice pranayama increasing anxiety, you're welcome to let all of it go and come back to natural breath. Or see if it's edgy and with a little bit more presence, it will soften. Okay, so just notice what this is. So on your next inhalation, I want to invite you to inhale to 2/3 of your inhalation, and then draw the chin back, Jalandhara Bandha, drawing the sternum towards chin. And once you feel that lock, see if you can also bring the trampoline of the pelvic floor gently up into the body and lock that too. Hold for as long as you can. Let the shoulder blades soften. And when you're ready to release, inhale all the way, lifting chin, letting go of Muladhara Bandha and the pelvic floor, and then exhale fully. So that was a lot of information. We're going to try it again together. So coming back to natural breath. And I want to invite you just to sort of notice how working this way with your breath affects you. Like what happens? Just notice that. All right. On your next inhalation, inhale to 2/3%. 2/3 of the way. Bring in the chin lock, drawing chin back. Heart lifts to chin. Then the trampoline of the pelvic floor lifts up into the body, and hold for as long as you can, as long as feels okay. Softening shoulders. When you're ready, inhale all the way, releasing both bandhas. And let it all go. And simply take a moment to notice the effect. And I'm going to let you do one more without me guiding you. And take the time that you need. Inhaling all the way to release when you're ready. And then let it all go. Great. And if and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Let's just bring our hands together in prayer position for a second. Just feel that. Yeah. And bring your eyes back to the space and just make contact with something. Nice. And then we'll look right and let the chin drop towards the shoulder and come around through the front, all the way to the other side, looking down at the shoulder and then drawing the chin a little up. And one more time, having it come on down. If you want to release hands all the way to the other side. Woo, did you find a spot? I just did. Find a spot. Experiment there, wherever you find the spot, and come on up. And exhale to release. Maybe just a gentle looking right, looking left, looking right, looking left. Back to center. On the exhalation, rounding the back. And on the inhalation, like the mint coming through the pavement, bring the heart forward, the elbows back, And then bring in that chin lock, just enough. And then exhale, release it, round it forward. Inhale, draw it up. And a little bit of that chin lock. Exhale, release it. Good. Move that head any way you need to. And then we'll do a little side stretch. So taking left fingers to the ground, reaching out with the right hand for a second. Finding some length in the breath, enjoying that length, enjoying the spring air, drawing from fingertips in to the shoulder to draw shoulder blade up and onto the back without locking, just drawing gently and then sweetly drawing fingers overhead, rooting through the right sits bone as you reach, reach, reach. Explore here what kind of movement would feel good. And then take your time, bring that hand down. We'll take a moment to transition from one side to the other. You guys have a thing. He's so settled in right now, he has no inkling that you're about to need to use that space. It's going to come as a rude awakening. All right, right fingers to the ground. Take the left fingers out. Come into breath. And then draw the side body long as that, from fingertips, you draw that shoulder blade more sweetly onto the back without locking it. It needs to be able to be floaty. And then rooting through your left sits bone, begin to reach, expand into the space. Play here to find what would feel good in your own shape-shifting. Noticing perhaps that the two sides feel quite different. And then when you're ready, you can find your way down with that hand. And let's get on our backs. We'll take a strap. We'll need a strap and a block on our backs. Oh yeah. Do you need help? I'll see. Come here, X. Come here, kitty. Yeah, come on over here. That's it. Okay, Eureka. Freedom. Oh, yes, coming onto backs. Just letting the back body melt here with the breath. And then on the inhale, taking knees into hands, drawing knees towards heart. And then exhale, pressing knees away, straightening the arms. Inhale, drawing knees towards heart. Exhale, pressing away. Inhale towards heart. Exhale, press away. Now drawing right knee in towards heart, extending left leg if that works for you, or putting left toes on the ground, left foot on the ground. If you do extend the leg, just bringing some awareness into making a connection between the back of the left thigh and shin and heel and the floor, as with the breath you begin to draw that knee towards the heart or the armpit. The knee and the right knee and the left foot are expanding in opposite directions. Breath is steady. Feel some energy in the toes, and feel some softening in the face and the jaw. Good. On your next inhalation, let's take this foot towards sky, reach around with hands, and put some wiggle in the foot, in the ankle, some circles. Crack, crack, crack. Nice. Good. And then reach through both feet with active toes and find some length through the crown. You are now expanding through the lines of your own form, moving beyond the usual form to finding some kind of growth into space. And then exhale that foot down. Actually, not all the way down. Let's take the left foot on the floor and just with a hand on the knee, give it some circles in one direction. This is delicious for the hips and should feel really good, especially, hopefully, if you've got a little bit of inflammation going on. This can be very soothing. So you find it, and if it feels like ouch, then make the circles smaller. So experiment with the circumference of your circling here so that it's lubricating and not painful. And we'll inhale that foot down. Take both knees into the hands, and once again inhaling, drawing knees towards heart. Exhaling, knees away, straightening arms. Inhaling, knees towards heart. Exhaling, drawing the knees away, straightening arms. And one more time, inhaling, knees towards heart. Exhaling, drawing knees away. Right foot comes down and maybe straightens as you reach around with the hands to draw the left knee towards the heart. If your leg is outstretched, make a connection, like a gentle kiss, like hello earth, I am here, the back side of the leg. Toes can be mildly active, and you just begin to work and play and drawing that knee away from the right foot. So the right foot now is extending, and the left knee is also extending in opposite directions. Breath is steady, supportive. And when you're ready to come out with an inhalation, and we'll take those left toes to the sky, reach around with the left hand, pause, refine that connection if the right leg is outstretched, a little activation in the toes, and then begin to play with the left foot. So as the right leg gently presses into the earth, you're reaching through the length of the left foot. That is your expansion. And just notice if that feels good to expand. Maybe some circling. Good. And then we'll take the right foot to the floor, bent right knee. Bend the left knee, take the left knee into the left hand and do some gentle circling. And again, finding the circumference of the circle that feels good. You can even imagine circling and do the tiniest little circles and get the benefit. So listen to your own hip socket here. Find what really feels good and supportive and supports this liberating current in you. This movement towards the sun. More freedom. It's funny sometimes what's going to get us there. Often it's doing less. And then exhale that foot to the floor. And take the feet to the width of the mat. Open the hands wide. Activate the toes. And on the inhalation, begin to take the knees towards the left for a gentle twist. And then find some length. Find some expansion between the right knee and the right armpit. And just notice what that feels like. Letting the earth support you, it's got you. And then inhale your way back to center. Take a moment to have a full breath. And then with gently activated toes, we'll take knees towards the right, any amount. And when you find your edge, extend through that left knee and draw away with the left armpit. You can play there to see what will feel like the right amount of any of it. And then inhale to unwind it. Good. Let's take hands right up to sky, fingertips. Nice. And then from fingertips, let the shoulder blades melt. And keeping them melted, open the hands with resistance, like you are pushing on the outside of the hands and arms against something. So you're expanding into something that's resisting, 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 and take it all the way down to the floor. And then once again, so then let that resistance go. Find the fingertips and draw energy up and into the shoulders. And then keeping that gentle draw to center, extend the energy back out through the fingertips like you were shining light out through your hands, through the ends of the fingers. If the lower back comes off the ground, simply let it melt back in. Nice. And from here, we're going to inhale the fingers back up to sky. Let the shoulder blades melt one more time. And take those hands up and over the head, maybe reaching through the feet. Finding your own length here. Nice. And then exhale to release this. Taking feet back to the ground, we're going to take a block and strap. And this is going to be maybe weird. So open up your strap and just lie it across your belly. We're going to take a block. So take the right foot towards the sky and actually put the block on the foot. Keep a bent knee and then take a strap around the back side of the block. What? And if you can't get there, then just use the strap around the foot. But if you can get there, then this is kind of fun. And if you can't, then yeah, just use the strap. All right, but if you do have the block and the strap, then we'll play here for a second. So good. Using the hands on either side of the strap, walk the hands up the strap, let the arms be straight, and then let the shoulder blades melt. Yep, just use the strap then. Good. Nice. And now I want you to experience resisting with the hands and the strap as you press the foot into the block. You're expanding into the pavement here. Or into your strap. Nice. Now, take the left foot up towards sky to meet the right. Taking both sides of the strap in the left hand, open the right arm out towards the right. And keeping that right foot and block and strap, or just foot and strap right where it is on the inhalation with active toes, begin to open the left foot towards the left. Right hand comes up towards the sky. Good, and then inhale, release that. Bring it back up. Exhale. Inhale, do it again. Left foot goes out. Right hand comes up. Exhale, bring it up, and we'll do one more. Inhale, open the leg, bring the hand up, and then exhale it out. All right. Take the left foot right underneath to the block or the strap, because it's already there, and release the right. And if you're using the block and the strap, walk the hands up, or just the strap, walk the hands up. Now the block or the strap is on the left foot. Straight arms, let the shoulder blades melt. Good. You can take the right foot to the floor for this first thing. Feeling the resistance, feeling the draw on the strap, and a gentle softness in the left knee. Begin to press into the block or the strap. Let yourself press into resistance. Reach and expand into something that is challenging or difficult. Good, and then release that. We'll take both sides of the strap into the right hand. Right foot comes up to meet the left. It's a little awkward. Left arm opens out to the side. All right, feeling the draw. So you're drawing down on the strap and pressing into the strap, keeping that engaged. Inhale the right leg out towards the right, left hand comes towards sky. Exhale it up. Open the hand out. Inhale, open the right foot out to the right, left hand comes up, active toes. Exhale, bring it back up. And one more time, inhale it open. Hand comes up. Exhale it out. And thank you for playing. Let's take that block now between the knees, the middle way. Good, and find your breath. So let that last weird thing go. Give yourself a moment to re-find center. Easy breath. And on the inhalation, gently draw the knees in towards the block and bring in some pelvic tilting. So inhaling, making a curve, exhaling, pressing the sacrum into the earth, inhaling up, exhaling, press, feel it all the way into the feet, keeping just the gentle hug of the block the whole time. Nice, and now if you want, you can take this up into a tiny little bridge, so arms at the side, elbows bent, hands facing one another, or just keep working with the pelvic tilts. If you want to take it into a bridge, pressing into the feet, lifting hips, and then noticing the sternum wants to move towards the chin and you're in a Jalandhara Bandha, a block like we did when we were seated. And you can exhale that down. And if it felt good and you want to do that again, we'll do it again. So pressing into the back side of the arms and into the feet and gentle hug of the block, lifting hips up. The sternum moves towards chin. You're in a Jalandhara Bandha. Find length through pressing through feet, length through the knees, pressing through the back sides of the arms and the back of the head. And then exhale to release. Ooh, let go of the block. Let that all go. Move any way you need to. And just one more thing. So feet on the ground, inhaling right foot to the sky. Exhale that ankle in front of the left knee. Figure 4, reaching through with hands, active toes, come into your figure 4. And here we're going to expand very subtly. Yeah. So the left knee is moving just very subtly towards the heart against the resistance of the ankle. And then very subtly from deep in the hip socket, you're finding length through the femur bone out through the right knee. Breath is steady. Inhale the left foot to the ground. Open your arms out to the side. We're going to take that right foot towards the left for a twist. Any amount. Or even just imagining going into a twist. Active in the toes. Move mindfully, move slowly, and find what twist would be most supportive to your body in this moment. It's your practice. And that might mean even not doing it all, at all. If you are doing it, breathing right into sensation. And you might even notice the gentlest, subtlest draw of the right hip crease away from the right armpit. That's an expansion. And then inhale your way back up. Let that foot down. Take a moment in the center to let it go. Move any way you need to. Maybe there's a little windshield wipering. that wants to happen, whatever it is, to let that go completely. And when you're ready, feet about hip width apart on the mat, bent knees, inhale left foot high, and then exhale that heel in front of the right knee and pause. Find that breath. And then on the next inhalation, activating toes, you can draw yourself into your expression of figure 4 here on the back today. And I'm noticing I need to rock out my sacrum to bring my butt cheeks down. That just feels better to me. Active toes, pause again, find breath. The play here can be very, very subtle, even imaginal, as you draw right knee towards heart and find the length from deep in the left hip socket out through the knee. And see if you can feel the back of your head. See if you can feel an aliveness in the toes. Good. Inhale, 2. Bring the right foot to the floor. Open the hands wide. Keeping toes gently active, begin to take that left foot towards the right for a twist, or even just imagine doing it. And just see what your body wants right now. How deep of a twist does it want going here? If you were bent over gardening all day, for example, and your lower back is really tight, you may need less. Or if you were sitting all day and your lower back is tight, you may need less. Or you may need more. You judge. And when you do find your edge, very sweetly, see if you can find an energetic lengthening from the left hip crease, from the left armpit. Breath is steady and supportive to your practice, to your experience of subtle hits of more freedom. And they don't, the mint doesn't push through the pavement in one day and start to grow to 5 feet tall, right? It just, every day, it's just a little bit of pressure, of expansion. Small, constant doses. And then inhale your way out. Let that foot go and move any way you need to. Good. All right. From here, we're going to find our way all the way around to hands and knees. And if being on hands and knees is not something that your body loves, you can do this standing. So coming all the way around, and actually let's take the blanket, if you are on your knees, and just put the blanket right under the knees. And if you didn't get a blanket, take a moment to go ahead and get one. And then come on back. So it'll just feel good to those knees. I mean, the knees are so darn bony, right? And we got bursa sacks on the end of them and stuff, so we gotta give them some love, a little softness. All right, move any way you need to. Is the first offering. So whatever would feel good. Lose an AirPod. Folks on the screen, can you hear me? Good, okay. All right, and then come to center. Hands are a little wider than shoulder width, nice and wide, and fingers even wider. Yep, and turning so that your index fingers are parallel with the outside of the mat. Yeah, there it is. Yep. Nice and straight all the way from the energy runs from hands up and into shoulders, and then let the heart melt between that space. We did this last week. We call it flossing. Inhaling and exhaling and letting the heart just gently move. You don't have to overdo this. You can just gently move the heart, gentle softening, an invitation to wake up some dormancy, to move some of the pavement here that surrounds the heart. Yep, you know what I'm talking about. We've all got a little pavement around the heart now and then. Maybe a lot. Depends, right? And there may be very good reasons for that pavement. We may need that pavement there. And we might be able to just soften some of that pavement to let our green shoots through. All right, good. And then move this into cat and cow. These AirPods keep falling out of my ears. I probably need a smaller, spongy thing. Okay. Whatever the heck you call that. It's on the end. So my apologies if my AirPods fall out now and again. I think it's going to happen. And enjoying this. Yeah. Good. A couple more of these, whatever cat and cow feels right to you in this moment. Following breath. Lingering. Invitation to linger. And then come to center. Walk your hands back and up, and we're coming up and onto knees. And so if you've been on your back, this would be a good time to come up to standing. All right, let's actually take that block between the ankles. And you can tuck the toes under to begin. You won't want to keep them there in a minute, but for now, let's try it. Yeah, so you want a blanket under your knees. You can do this standing too. Yep. If you're wondering what's the right shape for me around this? What are we doing anyway? What's about to come? What's about to happen? Who knows? You're hoping I know. I'm hoping I know. It'd be good to know. Okay. All right. So with that block between the ankles, just give it a gentle hug. Yeah. And if you're standing, you can put the block between your shins. Nice. Find the breath. Feel that hug, and then inhale, hands high. Press through knees. Reach through fingers. You can even find that sweet chin lock here. And then open it up. And on the exhalation, we're going to take the hands behind, forward fold. And so if you're standing, you'll just come into a forward fold. Untuck the toes. Otherwise, you can't really bring your ear down. And bring an ear down like your left or your right ear. We'll do the opposite ear the next time. Good. Now recommit to the gentle hug of the block between the ankles and lift yourself up. And reach. Press through the knee, reach through the fingers. And exhale, here we go, gently hugging the block all the way down to the other ear. Breathing, and then one more time, pressing into the block to lift up, losing an AirPod, all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Wonderful. Let's take both of our blocks. And we'll step the right foot through for a lunge. So if you're standing on your mat, you can simply take a lunge, using blocks or not using blocks. If you're standing, you'll just step back. If you're on your mat, you'll be here. Okay, good. Yes, hands on the blocks to begin. Finding your breath, feeling the gentle draw towards midline. And if you're down on the floor, walking a hand up onto the knee and then the other hand, and pausing. And now as you press through the feet, let the hands lift. Nice. Exhale it down, taking left hand to the left block. So you're going to be twisting in the direction of your bent knee. So finding breath, feeling a gentle draw to midline. Start to take the left rib cage towards the right. The right hand comes to the right hip and reaches back. And then the palm turns to face up and maybe even reaches up towards the sky. And draw the top of the ears back. And exhale to release. Make a sound. Walk the right foot back. Take a moment if you need to let anything go or move in any kind of way whatsoever. Yeah. Nice. Good. I see some child poses going on in here. On the inhalation, we'll walk the left foot forward for a lunge. And pause. Find breath. And find your way in. Beautiful. On the inhalation, drawing the legs in towards midline, walking hands to knee if you're on the ground. And then pressing into the knee and the foot, lifting hands high. Good. Stay there for as long as you like, reaching through fingertips. And then when you're ready, we'll exhale, and we're going to take ourselves into a twist. So right hand onto the block. Pause, find breath. Draw those legs in towards midline, and the right rib cage begins to lengthen and move towards the left to take you into a twist. Left hand follows, reaches back, then the palms come up. And maybe that hand comes towards the sky. Pressing through the knee and the foot, finding length through the crown. That's your reach. That's your expansion. And exhale to unwind it. Walk the foot back. And we come to standing. All right, find your way. And we'll take blocks to the front of the mat. All right. Move any way you need to. How often do you give yourself that invitation? Truly, right? I know I'm a yogi, and I have to say, I have to remember to offer that to myself. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go for a walk. Oh yeah, I'm going to work in the garden. But actually to move however my body wants to, that's a different thing. Yeah. All right. So finding center, feeling your feet, finding your breath. And do take that moment to feel into the feet. Even if you can't really feel your feet very well, you can imagine feeling your feet. And then lift and spread the toes and fluff them back down, fan them back down. Let's inhale, sweep the hands forward. On an inhale, sweep the hands out on an inhale. Draw from fingers, long sides of the body. Float the shoulder blades onto the back without being rigid. Press into the feet and lift the hands. Up. Take your left wrist in the right hand and begin to come into a side stretch, pressing through both feet, but especially the left foot. Looking down into your right armpit. Fill the back body. And then like you were a sunflower or that mint pressing through the sidewalk, lift the heart towards the sun. Pressing through feet. Reach. Feels good to expand. Inhale and release those hands on down. Shake it out, move any way you need to. When we don't allow ourselves to expand, it doesn't feel good. Actually doesn't feel good. It feels good to expand. All right, feeling the feet, lift and spread toes, fan them back down. Inhale, sweep the hands forward. Inhale, sweep the hands to the side. From fingertips all the way up. Long sides of the body, floating shoulder blades on the back. Up we go, pressing through feet. Taking the right wrist into the left hand, beginning to come into your side stretch, looking down into your left armpit. Put a softness in the knees so you're not blocking the flow of earth energy. rounding the back, come into back body, let it fill right up. And then keeping that, and keeping that shoulder blade engaged, moving towards the back body. Open the heart like a sunflower towards the sun. Making micro movements, energetic shifting to find the right expression here of your own expansion towards the sun. And then exhale to release. Put a bounce in the knees. Good. All right. Let's everybody take hands to knees, wide stance. And just a little cat and cow in the lower back. With the breath. Good. And then roll yourself up. Oh, we lost Leah. Maybe she had to go to her meeting already. Seems early, but okay. Coming to the front of the mat. Good. Feeling feet, finding breath. Even that invitation alone can be a kind of an expansion beyond the usual patterning of our psyche. Good. Let's do the sweep again. So inhale, hands forward and to the side. And draw with length and floating all the way up. And through center line, exhale, forward fold. Make a sound. Hands to blocks or to the floor, to your knees, and inhale the heart forward. Exhale, step the left foot back for a lunge shape with hands on blocks. Pause. Back foot is either heel down, 45-degree angle, or you're up on the balls of the foot. Gentle draw to midline with the legs, pressing through feet, find length through the crown, and soften between the shoulder blades behind the heart. Feel the gentle curve in the back of the neck, even as you press through the crown. On the inhalation, back foot turns to be parallel to the end of the mat, walk blocks to the inside. Good. Find your breath. Feel your feet, and then gently draw the feet isometrically towards one another, creating a little bit of activation of muscle energy in the legs. Nice. Pressing back through the feet, walking hands forward any amount, drawing hip creases back. Feel the extension. Keep breathing. Keep aliveness in toes. Find the crown of the head. And then inhale to walk yourself back. Turn that back foot. Step the back foot forward. Bend the knees. Let go of the head. Make a sound. Let go of the head. All right, on the next inhalation, we're going to step the right foot back into a lunge shape. Back foot is either down, the heel down at 45, or you're on the balls of the feet. You choose. Come into breath. Now gently draw legs in towards midline. And as you press through feet, find length through the crown of the head. And find some softening, even if it's imaginal, between the shoulder blades. Letting the heart get the hit of this expansion. That's where we live from ultimately, is the heart space. And on the next inhalation, back foot turns to be parallel to the end of the mat, walking hands on blocks inside. Pause. Coming into feet again, gently drawing feet towards one another on the mat to activate the muscles of the legs. Just enough. Don't have to overdo that. Walking hands forward, pressing into the feet, draw the hips back, find length. bring awareness into the crown of the head as you press through the feet. Breath is steady. Good. Inhale, walk the blocks back. Turn the back foot. Step it forward. Let something go in the head. Make a sound. Ah, good. And inhale the heart forward. Press into the feet. Rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. And move any way you need to. Okay, let's reach around with the hands to interlace fingers behind the back. So again, coming into breath, finding your feet, feeling the grip, the interlacing of the fingers, pause, and then gently drawing elbows towards one another. The heart space will lift towards the chin, towards the sky. And that's already a lot. You can work right there. If there's more and you want to draw hands down and away, you can experiment with that. If the rib cage juts forward, just simply draw the bottom of the rib cage down and let it be the heart that's opening. Feel your feet. Find the crown. This current is not one that can be stopped. And exhale. It's simply always happening. Just watch your garden grow. All right, my friends. Let's come to the wall. Actually, let's take our strap for a second. And we're going to make a loop. We've done stuff like this before. So the loop, you're going to need it actually to be tied if you're using a TheraBand, which I see some of you are. Because you're going to need a loop that's the size of the width, the diameter is the width of your shoulders, like this. Yeah. Maybe a little tighter, a little smaller loop.
I'm seeing if this actually holds.
Oh, I see. Okay. Let's bring the mat to the wall. We're going to take this right to the wall. And once you got this, yeah. Nice. That was easy. Nicely done. Coming close to the sleeping cat. That's sweet. He found a nice spot. So let's just begin by having the feel of this, getting a sense of this, above the elbows. Yeah, feel your feet, find your breath, and then just let yourself gently feel what it's like to press into that strap. Like what happens in the shoulders? What happens throughout the rest of the body? What happens even all the way and into the fingers? What's possible in the heart space and up and into the head? Okay, and then stop that press. We'll take the hands to the wall for a plank position. Nice and wide in the fingers. Good. And then here we go. So gently, even in plank position, finding the breath, finding center line, and then pressing into the strap with the arms just gently, just ever so gently, and notice what happens. When I was doing this in preparation for class, I thought about the baby bird inside of the shell who begins to use its beak to peck away at the shell, right? It's pressing against that pavement kind of a thing until it liberates itself and it's free of its shell. When a human being helps the bird and gets it out of the shell so that the bird doesn't have to press, the bird does not thrive, the bird dies. So there's something magical about pressing against the boundaries, the challenges of our lives. All right, pressing into the strap, pressing into the hands, let the heart lift. if someone else does it for us, or if we have an easy path, bend the knees, take the hips back, maybe adjust the hands. Your head will probably come into the strap. Enjoy that. Let the strap press into the forehead to give you a skull loop. Yeah, I mean, can we actually grow if we don't have some resistance in life? Obstacles, challenges? What would we be doing? Nice. And then inhale to release it. And I'm looking at the time, so we're going to let that go. And we're actually going to come back to a seated position now. Time went kind of quickly. We spent a lot of time on our backs. So a couple more things. Take the legs out in front. You know what to do to support. You guys know just what to do. I love it. Yeah. Taking hands, maybe starting with fingers behind you. Feeling the connectivity between the back sides of the legs again. A gentle press. The heart lifts up. The sits bones are moving, rooting as the heart lifts away. Feel the subtle expansion. And invite a softening in the jaw. Skin of the forehead. Skin around the eyes. And exhale to release this. All right, we're going to end our practice today with another Jalandhara Bandha. So come onto your backs and bring a block. Notice how you're doing. Oh, okay. So you can either give yourself a bridge pose or you can do a restorative bridge pose. I'm going to choose the restorative kind. That's why we're using the block. So with feet hip-width apart, feeling the back of the head, gently press into the feet to lift the hips just enough to stick the block under the sacrum. Yeah, and notice as you do this, that once you get set and settled, how that the sternum, the heart space is moving towards the chin. There's your Jalandhara Bandha. Arms at 45-degree angles to the side. Receiving the sweet lift of the pelvis towards the sky, towards the sun. And letting something melt away. Some sort of holding that needs to have a little opening for your own expansion. The liberating current is working in all that is alive. I welcome you to stay here for as long as you would like, and or to gently move the block out by pressing into feet, lifting pelvis, and find your way into Shavasana, or if there's anything else your body would enjoy, like twists or a happy baby, feel free to give that to yourself right now. Organic energy is an extension from the inner body that radiates out in all directions, symbolically representing the ultimate purpose of spirit to expand freely in the most creative and joyful way possible.